What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me while I do my steps this morning. 10,000 every day. I'm over here at the old school CCS. One of my favorite places to get some steps in. Y'all probably like, you got a lot of favorite places to get some steps in. Yeah, true. I get that. I think when you love your city enough, that's just what it is. You know, it's a lot of places you really enjoy being and, just walking around, talking to different people. You guys have seen plenty of times I'm out and I'm doing this, talking to you guys, and people interact with me. Hey, but I'm still tripping about the fact that other day somebody recognized me. That was different. That's never happened before, because I consider myself to be invisible. I don't even have 4,000 subs yet. But shout out to you guys who are here, my subs. But yeah, I don't even have 4,000 subs yet. We doing the grind of 5,000. So somebody like me with like 3,700 subscribers, I'm pretty invisible in my opinion. So when someone approached me like, hey, you got a YouTube channel? Yeah. Like, okay, I seen your stuff. I watch your stuff. That's awesome, man. Really. That was a really amazing feeling. It was different. At first it was weird because I'm like, damn, they recognize me. But then I'm like, damn, they recognize me. You know, it was weird till it wasn't. You know, it quickly became a cool thing. So I don't know if that's something I need to get used to yet, because I'm still invisible. But now that it's happened once, I guess it won't be as strange if it happens again in the future. I won't be as caught off guard, because I really was caught off guard. But anyway, let's get into the topic at hand, man. It's Lonzo Ball, NBA player, Chicago Bulls. He's jumped around a little bit. You know, he got drafted with the Lakers. That really wasn't a good fit for him. He ended up in New Orleans, where he was showing flashes of being the type of player he was capable of being. And then he got traded to Chicago, and Chicago was really where he started to shine. Like, really, he started to shine. He started to look not quite as advertised by his father, but you know, he looked like a really good player. Like a really good player. Not elite, but a really damn good player. Like a team, a point guard that any team would love to have, because he was excellent facilitator. And he's come back from injury, and he's been talking a bit about what that's like. Dude was out for 1,009 days. I knew he was out for a while. I didn't realize it was that long though. But man, he's been talking about how the road back, how hard it was. He had all these surgeries. He had a meniscus injury, and he seemingly kept hurting it. So he's opened up a bit about that, saying that those big baller brand shoes that he was wearing, he believes that those may have had something to do. He didn't say definitively, and I think there's a reason for that. There's legal reasons for that, why he didn't say that. But he said that he believes that those shoes may have been the contributing factor, or the main contributing factor, to why he started to have those injuries. Now, there's been some naysayers that are like, nah, they don't really see it being his shoes, yada, yada, yada. And listen, he wasn't getting injured like that. If you think about him in high school, he was not getting injured. Now, I understand high school is not the NBA, but where his body was at the time, you get what I'm saying? People get injured playing high school ball. He really wasn't getting injured when he was in high school. His one and done season in UCLA, I believe he was healthy the whole time. If he did have any sort of injuries, they weren't anything serious. Because if he would have had serious injuries like these when he was in high school and in college, that would have affected. He wouldn't have went number 2 in the NBA draft. He would have been down there further, because they don't want, and this may sound really bad, but they don't want damaged goods out the gate. You got to be somebody that's like Zion, where, remember he got really hurt at Duke and was out for a bit and then still went number 1. You got to be that level of talented to where you could have a serious injury and you still gonna go very high in the NBA draft. Lonzo, as good as he wasn't that. So, as someone that's played sports, all his life, not as much now because I'm in my 40s, but listen, man, sports injuries ain't no joke. They hurt. They take a long time to heal. And it seems like for some, once you experience them, you're just always gonna have that issue. Like if you have some sort of back problem, it's like you always are gonna have it. If you have issues with your knee, you're just always gonna have them. That's why guys like LeBron, who take such excellent care of their body, they don't really be having these sorts of problems, because the treatment that they do is preemptive, if you will. But you guys remember those big baller brand shoes that Zoe was wearing? And he spoke about them before. He said that those shoes, they were not ready. If y'all remember, it was a few years back he was talking about them. He said those shoes were not ready. He said he had to change shoes every quarter. Think about that. A quarter is 12 minutes. Those shoes, which his father was selling for $500, mind you, could not survive 12 minutes of basketball. How crazy is that? That every quarter he had to change shoes. He said this himself, that the shoes will be wearing out, they'd be kind of slippery, and then when he changed into a different pair of shoes for the next quarter, they'd be back grippy and stuff again. That's insane. So I could see why he would think that his injuries, they may have been at the hands of those shoes. Because if he slip sliding around in some shoes that can't even last 12 minutes of basketball, I don't think anybody's really in a position to tell him that he wrong about that when he was wearing shoes that he himself is saying he had to change every quarter. Why was he wearing them? Well, it was my shoe, so I had to wear them. I like LeVar Ball a lot. I think LeVar Ball is a great dad and all that sort of stuff. And I get what he was doing. He was trying to, take advantage of the shoe market, merch, for his boys. That he wasn't necessarily wrong. But the shoe thing, hindsight is always 20/20. Damn, she need to get that checked out. That don't sound good. If when you giving it gas, you getting knocking sounds like that. That's not good. She ain't got no man. Like, I wasn't gonna go there, but I just couldn't help myself, man. If a chick driving around in a car that's knocking like that, she ain't got no man. She don't, because dudes, you could tell when a dude is around, certain things aren't gonna happen. The chick brakes is gonna be changed regularly. She's not gonna be rolling around on bald tires. She's gonna get regular oil changes. Just, I know the I don't need no man, sorts of signs when I see them, okay? A car, and it was a Saturn, whatever, one of them, Aura, I don't know. I don't even know if that was the right name for it, but it was a Saturn, and it's knocking. I mean, tell me you part of the I don't need no man brigade without telling me you part of the I don't need no man brigade. But I'm gonna leave that alone, man. Shout out to men, man, because we are necessary, regardless of how these chicks be like they don't need no man. They absolutely need men. You don't see us men saying we don't need women, because that's absolutely absurd. We would never say that. That's ridiculous. But for some reason, women insist on believing they don't need no man, even though men build and maintain the infrastructure of the world. But let's get back to Lonzo, man. You know, his dad was doing all of the moves that he should have been doing. You know, he made the company. He was trying to take advantage of the merchandise, the shoe market, all that sort of stuff to generate wealth for himself and for his family. It's just them shoes wasn't right, man. And Zoe said that. And every time he got hurt really bad, he was wearing one of them BBB shoes. Now he has stopped wearing them, and he still continued to get hurt. But at that point, the damage is done, man. He probably got all types of regrets over wearing them shoes. I know that he probably ain't gonna flat out say that publicly, but I'd be willing to bet he got all types of regrets over wearing them shoes, man, because they really did affect the trajectory of his career. You out 1,000 days, you know, even though you getting paid, that's stressful because your roster spot, you out your roster spot with each passing day, each passing month, each passing year that you not there, they're getting more and more used to operating without you. And their chances of re-upping come extension time, they become lower. So the Bulls, I don't know if they quite ready to move on from him yet. We'll see. I mean, he's been back. I think he has the talent to prove to them his value to the team to where they would want to re-up him. But it's probably not going to be one of them crazy, lucrative extensions because you see other players getting that and sitting out. Like Kawhi, he got some huge extension with the Clippers, and Kawhi, you know, I think he's got some knee problems too. I don't know exactly what they are, but he's got some knee problems too. And look what's been happening. Kawhi's been collecting a check on the injured roster more than collecting a check hooping. Now, when he get out there and hoop, he hoop. But, you know, Kawhi, he different, man, because he don't really talk. He'll be out there hooping. He'll drop 40, and then the next game, he out. Talking about he's injured. And it's like, huh? You injured? Bro, you just dropped 40. What do you mean you injured? You didn't seem slow at all. You never was wincing in pain. You never was rubbing any spots or whatever. What do you mean you hurt? You know, it would just be weird. But we didn't have that with Lonzo. We knew absolutely he was injured. So I thought that was very interesting, man. What do you guys think? Lonzo is being a bit more vocal about his injuries and rehabbing to get back to the NBA. And he's citing, and this isn't the first time that he's talked about the shoes possibly being a contributing factor. He just never was like definitive before. Like, yes, I believe these were a factor. He just would say before that they weren't good shoes to play ball in. Now he's directly linking them to injuries. So what do you guys think about that, man? Should he have been wearing them big baller brand shoes? Do you guys think that was the link to his injuries? I don't even know who manufactured those shoes, man. I don't know if it was, I kept hearing Skechers, but I didn't see anything to confirm that or not. So it could have been somebody else. But isn't Skechers trying to get into the game of making hoop shoes now? I don't see anybody really wearing any Skechers in the NBA, but that don't mean, just because I haven't seen it don't mean that there's nobody doing it. But I think they're trying to, you know, lean into the basketball sneaker market because there's a lot of money to be made, especially with all the mistakes that Nike been making lately. Nike really messed up during the pandemic, and they are paying for it. Puma, Adidas, and what is it? Reebok have been coming for that ass. They grabbed a bunch of market share because Nike made a lot of boneheaded decisions during the pandemic. They pulled out of Foot Locker and whatnot, and they were thinking that they were going to get all that traffic to their website instead, and they didn't. Because here's what happened, the average consumer. We walk into Foot Locker, we walk up to the wall, and we pick from something that's there. That's it. If Nikes aren't there, we're just going to pick from what is there. So they thought that they had the market on lock, which they did, but they thought they were so influential to where If you walked into the store and didn't see any Nikes, you would just go to Nike.com. Don't nobody want to go to Nike.com. That site is terrible to navigate. It's terrible to navigate. So that's why your average consumer isn't going to go there. They're just going to go into Foot Locker or Foot Action or Champs or JD's, whatever your preferred store is or available in your area, and you're going to pick from what's there. It's going to be a handful of selections on various different walls. You're going to walk up to whatever wall pertains to you, be it basketball, be it boots, whatever it is, and you're going to just pick one from what's there. If it's not Nike, you don't really care. If you want some boots, you're going to get whatever is there. Timberlands or otherwise, Polo, just whatever's there. If you want some sneakers, especially if you're not planning on playing basketball, you're just buying some sneakers just for kind of like fashion to go with the outfit or something like that. You just want to match your outfit. You're going to get something that's there, be it Pumas or whatever is there. So they went from pulling out of the retail shops to now going back in, but the damage is done. Y'all let the other brands that you had under your heel, y'all have let them grab a huge chunk of market share that they otherwise wouldn't have been able to get. And you let them get it. You willfully allowed them to get this market share because they otherwise wouldn't have been able to get it had they never tried to do the whole store pull out. But let me know what you guys think, man. I'll holler at y'all soon. Peace.